Well, we appreciate the time there, folks. We're back. We're ready to go. Map number 1, TeamOne versus EG here with Last and, of course, Paladin. Man, I'm still excited. Despite that break, I'm still ready to go.
Yeah, I'm amped. I mean, these maps look fantastic. The players look ready as well. We had a little bit of trouble with getting mobs into the server, but regardless, it's aggressive banana control here out the gates for TeamOne. Only one player spotted, but Malbs gets that opener pick. It should be corralling them into the A bomb site quickly and surely.
Yeah, already being down a player now, so IDK. Oh my goodness, he's able to find two, making it a third. Oh, it's just a full mop up. There it is. It's done. Unless we can see Stanislaw just find something with a 1v5. Oh man, look at this. Nobody here from TeamOne has taken any sort of damage, so now he's just going to creep through the apartments. He's going to try his best. He does pick up the bomb. Oh, he does get a bit of a shot, which is good, but IDK looking for a little bit more. He sees the red, and he's going to get himself a nice 4K.
That was clean as you'd like. I mean, a little bit of a gamble there from TeamOne, and EG make the right call to immediately pounce on the A bomb site. It looks like they had the read that there are 3 players on banana, but I mean, you can't really say anything wrong that what TeamOne did there, especially from IDK absolutely shutting things down from the apartments. There was no split. It simply came from that one point of attack, and IDK passes with flying colors with that beautiful, beautiful 4K. And it's a full eco out the gates from EG. They don't want to give anything away to TeamOne. No unnecessary force buys, no bomb plant, no nothing. Rightfully so. So should be looking at a quick 2-0. Trying to waste some utility here. And head into round 3 with those guns up. Maybe even a plan.
Yeah, a little bit of a slow and steady here from EG. Again, they haven't really put any investment or any investment at all, right? So for them, they're just going to burn the clock a little bit here. They're just going to try to find something, maybe a little bit of a more adventurous player here from TeamOne, but they're looking pretty composed. You can see them getting a little excited. They typically like to get aggressive on this, but I think they realize that EG's probably just waiting for him. But now Pesadilla able to get some big round. There it is, and that's even the bomb too. All right. Oh dear. Oh gosh, no, there's more. Oh, there's just more. It's a bloodbath. It's an absolute bloodbath. And it's done.
Quick and painless. 3 kills for Pesadilla on the MP9. He's definitely loving life, getting a lot of money racked up, and with that, you get the AWP from Maluk out straight away in round number 3. Wiz can't really combat with it on the other side of things on that offensive half. But it should be something that TeamOne can exert quickly upon and try to start snowballing this half in their control. They've got a great start to start things out. And now it's all about trying to exert some more pressure. Early banana control, the name of the game for TeamOne. Boost up onto the half wall. And things are looking really good out the gates for TeamOne, especially in terms of map control. Look at that. Molly on top of Belt as well.
Yeah, and this is the best position, like you said. I mean, again, they're kind of in the position where they still have some good money. They can kind of work around it. I mean, Maluk does have, you know, the most investment, obviously, putting the op on the board. But for EG, there's a lot at stake here. They spent pretty much all their dollars. Pretty low combination of money altogether, and they're back to just kind of hitting in the mid here. They're just waiting things out, but Maluk, he's getting aggressive. Oh my goodness, he's able to get the Kalat too. Oh man, it's Kalat too.
Kill back for Wiz, great for him, and a little bit of map control back as well. 4v3 for TeamOne. I mean, honestly, that Maluk collateral is just such a godsend for this team. Gives them a lot of more space to breathe, but the map control is still firmly in favor of EG. George really trying to sneak out of the apartments here, but TRK is watching. Is he ready for this? He is, and so another kill back. Maluk shutting things down on lane side as well. It's just Wiz, the aforementioned opening kill for EG into this game. He doesn't get anything else for his troubles. Malm shuts things down. The bonus goes in favor of TeamOne. And the great start continues to blossom here on Inferno out the gates for TeamOne.
Yeah, and I mean this is a side here for TeamOne. I mean their CT side is about a 60.5 win percentage on their CT, where you kind of do a little bit of a comparison difference between EG. I mean EG is a little bit lower, but their T side is definitely higher than TeamOne. So we'll have to see if they can get themselves some rounds, kind of bring things back. This is kind of a desperate round here. I mean Tech 9's a little bit of utility. Gonna just try to maybe potentially bombard Banana, but no, it's gonna be nades that just stop them in the tracks. Back to a 3-2 setup here from the CT side. Kind of waiting things out. You got that one lurk here of Rush, just kind of waiting things out by Boiler. I think he might try to fake it. I don't know. They're gonna commit back to mid. They're gonna go right for it again, Paladin.
Nice little crossfire here. Should be broken. It's very difficult to honestly break that crossfire, and not enough utility to press up against the CT. Stanislav does get one thing back. Kill on the mobs and AK picked up. And banana control, but with the extreme lack of personnel, it's hard to bury yourself in these bomb sites. But Asa does offer things up. They get the bomb site secured. It's all about how Walco can get out of the middle position, but Maluk, quick on the trigger, shutting things down, and things go from bad to worse for Walco. The IGL recently reinstated. Cannot get things done. He does get a dink on the IDK and some space on over, but Maluk has read this rotation very, very well. Should shut things down. And there we go. Clean sheet continues for TeamOne. A little bit more given away in terms of gunfights for EG side, but all in all, it's not really a dent in the economy for TeamOne. They're sitting very pretty. The individuals in particular just looking very comfortable out the gates.
Yeah. And finally seeing that pulse coming through too. I mean, again, this is a good chance for EG to kind of get themselves a little bit more in a better contention here. Because, I mean, with that 4-0, pressure can start to build up a little bit here. Wiz does have that op, which we talked a lot about in the pre-show, which is really important. And kind of having that, Maluk versus Wiz battle, it's kind of like who's going to take it, right? But right now, Maluk's looking really good. I mean, he got the Collide. He's sitting at a 6-0. Pretty much everybody's just looking flawless right now. I think Pace is the only one that's kind of, dead even scoreline, but that doesn't even really paint the picture. I mean, he's been pretty ultra aggressive and just getting information.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. I mean, it's really hard to dig yourself out of that rut when you're on the T side, when you have that slow start. T side opping on Inferno has always been a point of contention around the community and how difficult it is. You see so many different teams try to opt in for a 5 rifle setup because it's just that difficult. You've even seen players like Device opt in for AKs across the board. But Wiz decides to push the issue and try to shut down Maluk again. Clean sheet for the Brazilian counterpart. And you don't, again, as I said before in the pre-show, you don't want to have this guy have a hot start if you're an EG fan. And that he definitely has.
Back to the same setup, though, again here. I mean, TeamOne now kind of just doing a bit of a mirror, right? They have the 3 players on towards B this side instead of it being A, but waiting things out. Mulbs likes to play this half wall. Maluk's just going to be the opper, but he's fully blind, so Mulbs by himself potentially for this, but there he is. He's going to get taken out. This is now the second time we've seen him kind of, get taken out right away. Maluk actually gets caught with putting it again as well, so he's trying to get the spam, but instead he gets a little bit lit here with 53. Now EG in a good spot.
With all that banana pressure, I mean, now's the time to exert brackets control as well, but IDK has gotten a bit of information on the arch side. Pesa goes for a very, very risky fight there, gets punished for it, but now Maluk, it's all up to him. He's the only player left on the bomb site. Full mag, locked and loaded. Misses that shot on Walco, and that gives a lot of space over to EG.
No!
But he's sending home, still staying alive, and a collateral to close things out. 11-0 to start out this game. 5-0 start for TeamOne, and Maluk, he's just unstoppable right now. You cannot trade this guy out.
Oh, dear God. I mean, look at that. There it is. We talked about him, like, can he bring it in? Can he do well? And yeah, I guess the question is he definitely can. And he's got that answer right there. He just single-handedly just taken out all those players. He had that one little bit of a missed shot, but man, another collapse for him. That's 2 here, and we're only 6 rounds in. Having a phenomenal game, and EG losing that one, a frustrating round for them to lose. And let's not forget, too, this is the pick for them, right? Like, EG, this is where frustration can build up. But again, it is only 5 rounds in, but they're going to need to figure out something quick.
Yeah, you start to see a little bit of mechanical errors there. It felt as though once that one missed shot comes out onto Walco, that there should be a lot more very efficient spacing to trade him out there, but they aren't able to capitalize, and Maluk snaps one away. Great chemistry here from TeamOne. Maluk giving space on over to TRK, and then Maluk taking it back on arch side. IDK shutting things down on the lane side. And you spoke about the 60% win rate on the CT side for Team One, and it's definitely been a reason why they've been able to just snowball through Inferno games. Their T side has been pretty lacking, and I think that statistic definitely speaks for itself. But at the end of the day, man, I mean, we've seen it on maps like Ancient, maps like Nuke. If you have just a big enough lead on the CT side, those T sides are negligible. Those statistics don't matter. You can just close out the map nice and easy. Eventually, something's got to go your way. And look at the confidence from Maluk out the gates, just going for down alt mid quite early on into the round. They're definitely feeling it now, Laz.
Yeah, they really are. And this is what gets so scary when you get to play against them too. I mean, Team1, when they start getting that confidence and they get that room, they are a scary, scary team to go against. And right now, EG, they're going to be the ones that are facing them. Maluk actually did spot him. I'm pretty sure he saw that leg. That timing was just there. But EG again, Paladin, look at this. They have something like in the bag that they want to go for this bracket control. They seem really fixated on it. I mean, they seem to fight for that banana at times, but I feel like so far in these 7 rounds, they've really come in. And look at that. This Maluk like that, just a dry swing, and he peeks it, and he gets rewarded with a kill.
And they've still got TRK boosted up on here. This is very, very problematic. But George does get a kill back. And finally the crossfire gets broken up onto the brackets position. It should have an open A bomb site. With how much money Team1 has built up over these last 6 rounds, they definitely would try to see a look in here. They are smoked off on Arch side. Maybe a boost on Moto. But this is definitely looking to be a first round on the board for EG here.
Yeah, this looks pretty good. I mean, both Pesa and Melbs just kind of waiting things out. I mean, they have that little bit of utility. I mean, they got the smoke and the flash ready to go if they need it, but a tough situation. Oh, man, they can get this free kill. This could be the moment. This could be it where they can actually go for this fight now. Flash comes in. Might not connect on to Stan, but Stan has to win this fight. If he loses this, oh no, this could crumble. And now it's all to George, the recent addition. He's by himself on a one-on-one Mulbs. He's just sticking it. Oh, he's just holding onto it. And George, he's able to take him out. They finally pick up their first.
I mean, that got really, really close there, Laz. It looks like there was a bit of miscommunication. Wiz overextending and Stan not having his back there. Cubby being cleared out, and newest edition of George does manage to calm things down there in that 1v2 scenario, but I don't think it ever should have gotten that close. 6-1, but again, concessions have to be made. Rush, Stan, and Walco all down to those Galils. And that's what happens when you bring down to 1v1. This is like the best case scenario if you have to write home about things for Team1. Because now, you win this round. We're talking double eco territory. We're talking about an absolute shutdown of this first half. So a lot of work still yet to be done, even though the goose egg has been broken out the gates.
A good flash from Wiz, actually, and then George able to capitalize on that. So now Maluk's trying to get out of it. IDK finding that 1 kill to stop it, but actually he's fully blind, so he's just running into the wall. Pesa just waiting things out here by the water fountain on Arch. You can see EG again. They get that bracket control, so now they put this, a bit of presence onto this, but now they're going to try to contest for this B. It is just Mulbs by himself. He does have 1 piece of utility, which is a smoke, and now that smoke that comes in, he knows up. He's going to go for the swing. He won't be able to find it, so now Team1, do they want to commit to this retake?
It's really tough to call. I mean, if they can get an early pick back, perhaps, but they don't have enough utility to really vie for it. And you can see both IEK and Peso are positioning themselves to look for a kill back, but nothing offered up. No over-aggression across CT. And Team1 head for the hills. Economy's still looking good, but you want to keep it intact as much as possible. Build up that loss bonus. And very well handled by EG. They pull the ripcord as soon as they start to see all of that in mid-presence. And they bound back. They abuse Mulbs' bluffing with that CT smoke. And Stan getting that beautiful opener to get EG their 2nd round in a row. Things starting to warm up for these EG members. It's not necessarily tactically the most individually the best Counter-Strike, but tactically they're definitely making the right decisions thus far. Mid-round decisions are finally clicking into place. Even in those 6 rounds lost, it felt like they were making the right decisions, but in those micro-mechanical decisions, they weren't making the right ones, and that really came back to bite them. So definitely battling back here, EG Black.
Starting to look a lot better now. I mean, still got a Galil here for Rush and also Walco, but Despite doesn't matter, they're still going to try to keep these into the rotation for the time being. T1 Sol has a nice lead here with 4 rounds. We've been able to see EG finally get themselves back on the board, looking, like you said, a lot more confident in their takes. I love that last round. I mean, getting the mid-bracket control, just getting all the CT's attention onto that, and then just quickly swipping their way into B and winning it. Love to see it. And now, slowing things down here for EG, kind of back more into the default situation, just kind of burning some nades, trying to get that banana control, which they do obtain. They're going to go towards bracket. They're going to try to pop forwards in the apartments. And IDK, he already finds Rush. And EG still have lots of time if they want to burn this. Maluk actually finding.
Uh-oh.
Oh gosh, no. And George, he's caught. He's exposed. And just like that, they lose 3.
I think they really wanted to trade that kill on IDK. George couldn't capitalize, and he tries to jump out, but gets hit with the flashbang in the face, gets stuck in the smoke. Can't do it, and gives away that sound cue.
Oh, that nade.
Great capitalization from Team1. Great nade from Maluk as well. This is just going from bad to worse. Maluk gets flashed off the angle, but, I mean, there's really no room for EG to get back into this round. Shut down on brackets. Feigning a little bit of presence with that smoke, but, I mean, any re-aggression could tell you what's coming. And I think EG are well aware of the situation. They're kind of backing away, heading back to T-spawn. Relinquishing control, giving Team1 their 7th. And all in all, again, it was really EG just trying to trade their way onto the A bomb site, and a couple of mechanical errors come back to bite them.
Yeah, and they make it look easy. Team1, right? I mean, again,
Yeah.
they won those fights. I mean, you can already see it was, you know, TRK, Maluk, and IDK. They each were able to pick up a kill. So it's not like one player was just getting multi-kills. It was everybody was contributing. And like you said, the mechanics just kind of seem to be the fall point a little bit here for EG so far. Map number 1. But I mean, this is a tough situation. You still have the AWP. You still got the AK and an M4. I mean, I guess for George and Wolka. I mean, Wolka can force up and obviously buy AK with full util, but it's going to be George more. I'm going to be curious what they want to go for. But this is a pause. So, I mean, Paladin, what are your thoughts? Like, what do we want to see a little bit differently right now from EG?
Honestly, EG, like, tactically, I still feel as though they're making decent enough calls that they should be winning some of these rounds. But you can just see it's taking a little time for them to just warm into these rounds. They're trying to take some heads-up aim duels, and they're just not winning them. So, honestly, deathballing in some of these scenarios could work out in your favor. But, I mean, even then, like, some of these crossfires have just been electric from Team1. You have that boost up on a porch side alongside the arch fights. And you see there's a lot of erratic gameplay from Team1 where Maluk is playing ahead of the smokes, taking opening picks, and just making EG feel uncomfortable. So you really want EG to have just these really trade-heavy defaults, and they're not getting them. They're not getting those 2v1s that they're looking for. They're getting only 1v1s, and Team1 are winning them outright every round, without a doubt.
Yeah, that's a good point. And good molly, actually. Oh, no, I thought the molly was actually going to do more. It sounded like it hit the noise key. I was like, okay, this is actually decent, but no, it was just a little teaser. That's all right. A little past that. And Team1, again, just putting the 2 players on this banana. This is what we see a lot of, right? I mean, they like to have that rotation where they have the 3, sometimes being ultra aggressive, where Mulps likes to play this half wall pretty much time and time again, but playing this a little bit differently now. EG right back to the bread and butter. They're just going to go for the apartment and bracket control, but it is going to be the slow race. Still have some utility to worry about. Now you can even see Pasadell is actually the one player on towards the archway. Good molly to push him back a little bit. So now this is a chance for EG to finally get that mid control.
And they get it scot-free. I mean, without really anything being pushed back from them, they can drop this lane smoke. They can drop the moto smoke as well. Start to gather a little bit more space. This rotation from Muluk is fantastic. And now segmenting off another angle, it's going to be a fight on library that really decides things. Pesa steps up big, gets the kill back, and that's the trade that they need. Now they start to make those site players feel really uncomfortable.
Yeah, IDK still waiting things out inside the site. You got TFK just inside a mini. Oh my goodness, that A4 finally makes its connection. IDK, though, he's not able to find those kills, and there it is. The veterans of this EG squad finally get the job done. They get themselves in this site now. It's a 2v2. A situation where Team1 still can make some presence known here. They have a Molotov. They have that flashbang ready to go. All just going to be waiting to throw. He will now put this in towards Big Pit. Maluk just kind of waiting for the swing. Not going to land far enough, so Rush is all good. He's comfortable. Flash comes in. Mulbs has to find the kill. He needs to be able to find something Rush, though, he's
Oh.
going to be the one that annihilates them. And there it is, Maluk. He's just going to have to wave the white flag and just call this a day.
That was so well played from Rush in that 2v2. You see him, as soon as he gets Molotov, he's well aware that he could be exposed from Arch, and a more inexperienced player might just willingly cross into Arch and offer up a free kill. Or sorry, not into Arch, into Small Pit. And in this situation, Rush holds his ground. He knows where he's exposing himself in that situation and handles business. He just needs that one kill down lane, gets it, secures the round for EG Black. Well done from the veteran, the major champ in Rush. And, you know, however difficult these rounds are to get for EG Black, if you're getting them at the end of the day on this T side, it's going to come in dividends and spades when we head into that second half, because we've spoken about it before. TeamOne do struggle on that T side sometimes.
Yeah, they definitely can. They are building this good lead. I mean, despite that last round, but good nade. Look at that. Wiz is already down to 8. Walco, he's just burning alive. He's all of a sudden he's down to 21. I don't know what is going on right now. I mean, we're early parts of the round, and things are just chaotic as it is. Some good utility work coming in from TeamOne already.
Trying to fight for that early banana control can sometimes come with the cost. And with how aggressive Maluk is down in the bottom of the apartments, look at this third rotation coming in instantly. They see all of that presence. They hear everything. They drop a smoke, and it's this pivot back over to the brackets control again. But it's going to be really hard to break, especially with its advanced position. But Maluk, but a rare miss from him. George capitalizes and rushes to the top of T-Balk. It goes all wrong here for TeamOne, and now they've got a free runway to the A-bomb site. Surprising that they collapse that easily.
Yeah, this is looking like a bit of a collapse. I'm a little bit surprised, like you said, Maluk missing that shot. I mean, he's been pretty hot today or tonight. And the fact that he missed that shot kind of in that close of a combat, I mean, TeamOne, I think they're just, again, they're just going to admit defeat. They're just going to allow EG to have this. And I think rightfully so. I mean, EG, like you said, did a great job despite the early banana control that they tried to go for. I mean, they're going to keep 5 alive.
Yeah, I'm liking it. I mean, they're sticking to their fundamentals of T-side defaulting. You know, take a specific part of the map, be it brackets, be it banana, and then pivot back over. Really make a judgment call after swaying rotations back and forth. It's what you like to see. You can definitely see they've done their homework. And now finally those bullets are starting to land. TeamOne's momentum starting to wane away here. And that being said, the economy also starting to rack up some heavy charges. 3 men still left up, so they'll have a buy in the next, but they're starting to get to the tail end of their big bank account. And honestly, it's going to come back to bite them. And yeah, with the 7-1 start as they did, it's going to be really a tough pill to swallow if it ends in a tight 7-8 or maybe even like an 8-7 in the favor of TeamOne. Like, you want to extend that hot start as quickly as possible and don't let any momentum kind of swing back the other way.
No, I couldn't agree with you more. And I mean, that's the thing we talked about, right? We were saying that, TeamOne, they're feeling good. They're feeling comfortable. I mean, they have a big lead. EG, they have to kind of, shift things around and kind of get themselves in a better mental state. But I agree with you. I think if, EG now can claw their way back into this game, this is a big effect against TeamOne. I mean, you were at a one point, which was a 7-1 scoreline. And if it gets really close, neck and neck for the first half, I mean, that's going to affect you. I mean, that's going to really bother you considering this is your strongest side that you play on Inferno.
Yeah, and I think it really comes down to how effective those individuals are on TeamOne. They very heavily rely on opening picks. And, there are plenty of players on TeamOne that can do that, but it's going to get very difficult when you have that similar type of synergy that TeamOne has on their CT side when it comes to EG Black. I mean, I know they've not been around as long as a core compared to TeamOne, but I mean, in recency, some of their best of threes on this map, especially on Inferno, comes down to just that immaculate synergy and chemistry that they have between their players. I mean, Rush and Stan are safe pair of hands, sure, but it's really this step up from both Wiz and George that have kind of made EG the team that they are. So you can't take them lightly if you're the Brazilians, and so you got to take every round that you get. There won't be an AWP in play, I don't think, heading into round number 12, and that's where Wiz could start to exert a little bit of pressure. Sadly, 2-7 for Wiz thus far, but we're looking for a little bit of a tech break here. So we're going to take a quick break. And when we come back, we'll see if we can have Malbs fixed up and ready to go to close out this first half. We'll see you in a little bit.
Lately it seems I ain't got ambition for much else. But when the week is done and payday comes, you can try to slow me down. But I keep going back to the wrong side of town. Good luck picking me up. Save your prayers, I'll let you down. I can't stay away from the wrong side of town.
Well, that was a bit of a longer break than we thought, but we're back. We're finally here. It's Team1 taking on EG. Still map number 1. First half with Laz and Paladin. And we got a little bit of a different player in here now.
Looks like Miles has had some serious issues with his PC. So we're going to have Gus from Team1 sliding in here. It's a bummer, but it's just kind of the situation at hand. Definitely a way for EG back into the series with a star player of Team1 out of the series, at least temporarily. But here we go. Save round for EG, for Team1 rather. Just the A1S is saved down over by IDK and Pesadello. And it's really up to them to get some sort of damage into this round and keep that economy honest.
Yeah, and the worst part too is Mulbs actually was one of those players that did have an M4. So I mean, there was 3 guns that were supposed to be here. But
That's true.
yeah, so I mean, just a little bit of bad luck here for Team1. So they're gonna have to put these 2 M4s to work. And I mean, now EG going right back at it. Rocket, TRK though will find a kill, and then he finally hits the grave. Now EG, they're just gonna bombard the site, just gonna leave it IDK by himself. He's fully flashed. Oh no, he's fully blind, and he is put down. So that is EG just taking that with a big triumph.
5th round on the board. Looking to just close this snowball, this momentum that's been building for EG Black Squad. Coach of Team1 gets taken out, only out of USP. And it's Pesa trying to save this A1S into the next round as well. So, problems, tribulations. I mean, it already, even with mobs in the server, you could definitely start to feel that momentum starting to slide on over to EG Black. They were starting to get a foothold as far as how Team1 like to play this map. And things go from bad to worse when you got one of your star players who was definitely getting you in and keeping you in these rounds with the kind of individual prowess that he was showcasing. And now it's EG's turn to kind of lay down the law. And you look to players like Maluk to continue that good form, and even players like Pesa who haven't had the flashiest of a series, but have certainly got to step up now.
Well, it kind of makes me wonder too. And I mean, you know, having Gus in is one thing, right? I mean, it's just, you know, it's no discredit to Gus. It's just, you know, you obviously you want your starting 5 because that's what you've been practicing with. But I mean, the thing is too is that Mulbs does play that, you know, banana control on this B side. So I mean, now EG, they might know that. I mean, they have a bit of a read, so they might want to test those waters and see how well Gus can hold it, and how, you know, the formation will be here from the CT side on that banana control. So I'm going to be curious if Wilco or Stan kind of notice that piece, if they want to, you know, go for it. I kind of feel like that might be the best call. It's
something that's been done in so many different situations. You've seen it like the major where you would have Zeus play on Team Liquid. And we're talking Zeus as in like ZEWS, the major winning coach playing for Team Liquid, and him constantly just dropping weapons over and making sure that all of the other individuals play as cool as possible and just kind of facilitate information over and make sure that you are as little readable as possible. You want to make sure that you are always moving around the map and that you can't be tested over and over again. And I'm very curious to see how he wants to carry himself throughout the series, because I can tell you that Walco and Stan understand this map well enough to abuse certain positions if that is to be the case. So very curious to see how Gus wants to approach this. The next buy round, one of very few in the CT half.
Yeah, things have been clawing back here. I mean, this, like we said earlier on, I mean, this was a 7-1, and now we're looking at a 7-5 in round number 13. So Stan going to line them up. He does catch the shoulder, Pesa, but not going to be too much to worry about. Back to just Pesa and Gus again going to be holding down B by themselves, having the 3 remaining players just rotating around in towards A, having IDK actually going for a big long run. He's going to make his way towards banana, so they're kind of expecting some kind of a banana control, but they got the wrong read on this. If EG go fast enough, they might be able to find something, but no, in their mind, IDK, he's back. Oh, wow, they're actually all going to be rotating.
Lots of smokes being dropped here, and they're going to get really uncomfortable on the site. IDK posted up on Arch, but the site hits coming immediately. Maluk misses his first shot, 16 HP on him, and it's going to get real hot and heavy here for Team1.
this already. Stanislaw is able to come from depth on the rod, and there is a second one. Like you said, he's just lighting it up, but IDK able to find 2 more, but it ain't gonna matter. Wolko able to clean up the last 2, bringing it to a 6th round, and we're only at a 1-round difference to being back to a tie game. And TeamOne, I mean, their money, I'm gonna be honest, it sucks. It's not great.
Oh, it's absolutely abhorrent. Should be just upgraded pistols here for TeamOne, but what a take from EG Black. I mean, the smokes go out immediately. As soon as they let them fly, you see how advanced in positioning that they get, jumping up onto the hay cart stand, doing wonders with those entries, and it's just trade after trade. You can start to see now these individuals feel so much more confident. And Maluk, a couple uncharacteristic misses, and he gets punished for it. A lot rests on his shoulders, the IGL and the AWP. We definitely see a rise in success in that kind of style of Counter-Strike. We look at Heroic and Cadian, we look at Jame with Outsiders, all revolutionized by Fallen. And now it's Maluk's turn. I mean, it's a different level of competition for sure, but he's definitely been at for so long, and with this organization as well, he's been such a staple to that TeamOne moniker that you kind of have this expectation out of Maluk to put on a show for us.
Yeah, I don't think I could agree with you more. I really do. I mean, it's a really good point about Maluk, and he's had a good game here so far. 15-4, might be able to find his first kill. He does. Able to find a second? No, will not be able to. So we're back to a tie game, and it's come all down to this. The last round of the very first half. TeamOne have all the funds in the world. They can get any gun they want. They're going to be fine. They're going to be fully equipped. Everything be off, like you said, being in play here for Maluk. So we're going to have to see what he'll do differently. I'll be a little bit curious what we see from that T side op as well. I mean, like you said, I mean, we don't normally see it all the time, but EG, they like to run it because, you know, Wiz, I mean, he gets things done.
Does get things done indeed, Laz. Now, final round of the half. You've got all the bells and whistles that you could ask for. And honestly, very passive play from TeamOne out the gates on side of the banana portion of the map. A little bit more aggressive, hedging their bets onto the lane side of things. Maluk posted immediately. And just vying for control, back and forth we go. Pesa reclaims banana control, but Stan's really wanting to fight for this. But it's all a bluff, it's all a ruse, and they're already up brackets and Maluk to be contested again.
I don't know what he's looking at. He's just looking everywhere. But he's still just, again, there's going to be players overwhelming him. TRK gets actually caught. IDK, though, if he doesn't have his gun up fast enough, this could be a problem. Rush just waiting patiently. Oh, he gets caught. So now IDK gets that noise cue, but Rush still wins that fight. EG, they're just mopping it up now. It's just down to 2 players. The rotate's coming in hot and heavy. This needs to be a big kill from Gus, but he just gets annihilated. So now it's just down to Pesa by himself. Needs to do something big, but look at Wiz. He's just waiting and waiting, and he gets that kill. That's going to be an 8-7. Oh, goodness. And just like that, EG, they take the lead.
At the very tail end of the half, you start to see that EG had figured out the brackets portion of Inferno, just making these crossfires so uncomfortable. As soon as they had utility in their hands, you could just see how they segmented off these crossfires and this abusing of lane, making sure that any of these site players that would try to contest would go through flashbangs, would go through nades, molotovs, even smokes occasionally, and it just really riled them up. Stan and Co on the EG side of things should be very happy with the haul that they got, and now are looking to kind of close things out on their map pick of Inferno. Things are looking great for EG Black.
Yeah, it's starting to look really good. And we talked a lot about TeamOne, their T side, not the strongest winning side on this, but I mean, again, we'll have to see. And like you said, even having the coach playing as well, that does change things up a little bit here. But looking like we are finally going to go live and just going to get everybody ready to go. There we go. Pretty quick. Not too bad. Not too shabs. I like it. But do we see any aggression here from EG? I mean, I don't feel like they typically like to play aggressive on the T or the CT pistol, sorry, but I mean, at this point, like, maybe they do.
Yeah, you could definitely try to throw a spanner in the works. Nade bought up for Wiz Rush with the dualies. And it looks like he might post himself up in apartments. I mean, usually, or it's either that or he post up in the site itself, but it's barreling into the B bomb site. Wiz with a cracker of an opening headshot. It's barreling the B.
Yeah, there's George right behind him too. So now they got this good crossfire. Oh man, it's just
Oh,
1, 2.
man.
They're all just falling apart. And okay, Pace is by himself. Gonna put this P250 in hand, but he's just getting overwhelmed by bodies. Oh man, those USPs, they're singing, they're whistling, but Pace is able to find one. All right, slow things down a little bit here. Bombs down in the worst position in the world. So I mean, there's a lot at stake here. They're all just gonna swing together. They take him out, and EG, they keep on the winning streak, taking that pistol now.
That's clean stuff there. I mean, the lack of the CT smoke is always going to leave you susceptible. You got to win one of those fights, either the site player or the CT player, and they can't win either. P250 doesn't reap its opening rewards as they would hoped, and EG steal away a pistol. 9 on the board for them. 4 MP9s. Well aware that without that lack of a bomb play, the lack of kills as well, very unlikely that a force buy would come out from TeamOne. So now it's time to rack up some cash and do what TeamOne did to them to open up their CT account.
Yeah, there's no investment at all for TeamOne. So really right now, EG, they just need to make sure they can clean these things up and making sure they don't lose too many bodies on their side. They put a lot of investment into this with the MP9s. All right, Stan getting aggressive. He's feeling it. Like you said, they know exactly what's at stake here. No bomb plant at all, so they realize they would be bare minimum playing like P250s or something like that. But no, it's looking pretty easy. And there it is. Just down to 2. P2 from Maluk, though. Never count him out. And, well, no, that's why. There's only 1. But that's all right.
10th round. Parting there for Maluk. But the most important bits is that the MP9s reign supreme, rack up quite a bit. I was very curious to see what they want to do with this. There's always a decision to be made if you want to play that bonus out. They only upgrade Rush. And those 3 MP9s, you'd love to see them get a little bit more aggressive. Maybe take that early aggressive banana control. Maybe fight for some hauls. And it looks as though, yeah, we'll keep on to those MP9s and see what we can do. And it looks like it's straight into banana is EG. And this car crash comes out in favor of IDK. He gets an opening pick, but Walco immediately responds back. It's going to be hard to trade these positions out. Pace and tries to march his way forward. It gets immediate trade back on Walco. And it's just back and forth. We go Stan, immediately pulling things back to a 3v3. And now, slowly but surely, we can calm down the nerves a little bit. Some upgrades can come in for EG Black. And it's just Wiz on this A-bomb set as they pivot back over to mid.
I mean, he does have that. He does have the M4, so I mean that's one good thing. He does have a lot of utility, so again, he can kind of anchor this really well. Now the remaining CT players are actually going to go for the rotate. They kind of got a feeling, and now the nades are being thrown here from TeamOne. So Stan could be able to throw some good utility. Good work on this. Gus trying to find something. Wiz finds that first. A good Molotov place, and now stops him in the tracks again. Still lots of time though on the clock. No. Oh no. It's a free kill for Rush, and there it is. Done and dusted. 11 rounds now gained here for the EG squad, and it's starting to look pretty smooth like butter here, Paladin.
Absolutely agree, Laz. I mean, the issue at this point is just the reads are a little too readable for EG on the CT side, and more so you can just see these individuals cannot be removed from some of these positions that they're playing. I mean, you just see from Wiz, without that lack of a Molotov, without lack of a smoke, you can't make him feel uncomfortable in pit, and he shuts things down quite comfortably. Not on his weapon of choice, but he gets the job done nonetheless. Eagles for TeamOne, and we're looking at a bad to worse scenario here to open this series up for the Brazilians.
This is going to be the look for Pesa. He's just kind of playing by himself. He's going to actually swing. He actually does win that 1 kill, but George actually gets the trade back. Able to find the 2 there. All right. 2 for the price of 1, I guess. And bomb going to be picked up now from TeamOne. Gus going to be able to hold that one. So double players down banana here. 2 remaining here at the A site as well from EG. Just an even split. TeamOne going to go for this bracket control, but nope. It's going to be Rush that takes him out. Spots the other player with that nice jump spot, and already they're read like a book. That's a great shot there, too. Okay, TRK, all right. You'll get that nice shot, too. Now so he's going to just try to push on in with this Deeg. That's all he's got. 1 piece of utility. A dream. Able to find something. Okay, there it is. This could be a free bomb plant at the bare minimum. If he finds this kill on the Wiz, I'm gonna lose my mind. Oh my God, he does! All of a sudden now, this is turned around. Head on a swivel. It's down to a 1v1. Somehow, in some way, TRK expecting somebody from Arch side, but he's now going to reposition himself again. I believe George has spotted him on the edge there. George has the better ground, and there it is. EG, they take it, but man, was that close.
You need individual heroics to come up big there for TeamOne, and TRK nearly had it. Beautiful 2K on the Deeg, and then that AK headshot as well on the side of default. You really thought that he had it in him. But a little bit of hesitation in that 1v1. George keeps his cool. And that no armor comes back to bite TRK. 12-7 for EG. Was a little dicey there for the NA side. But at the end of the day, the money still seems, you know, better than it could have been. And look at them. They're just charging down the mid. Stanislav getting the opening. Getting a second as well before he goes down. Things go from bad to worse to one of these final chances for TeamOne. They're already down to 3 men. IDK taking significant damage. And look at this. They want to fight for mid even more. Another swing down. And Rush can't convert his kill, but Walco gets things done. Another 3v2. Now flash down to Banana. How much aggression here from EG Black can TeamOne combat against? And the answer, frankly, Laz, is they can't.
Yeah, it doesn't look like they can. And Maluk going to give up that op now. He's going to put the AK back in his hands. He's got some time to work with. Just over a minute here on the clock. He's been able to get through Archway. So he actually does have a free 8 site. Theoretically, I mean, you got Wolko kind of just playing ultra aggressive down the apartments. Maluk going to burn the clock a little bit here. He's just exploring, just checking everything. And this is a big question because, I mean, he could go for the B flank. Maybe be able to find a kill, but I mean, Walco should have communicated this though. Oh, and there you go. You can already see Wiz is spotting it. Oh, and it's caught in the kneecaps. The jig's up, man.
The smoke and then the immediate USP drive-by closes things out, and really running out of time here for TeamOne. AK's picked up. An AWP for TRK, dropped on over to Maluk. And this is basically last chance saloon. I know you've got full loss bonus racked on up, but with these lack of bomb plants and just a lack of a real headway into any of these bomb sites, it's going to be really hard to dig yourself out of the rut here. But that's a good start. Maluk picking Wiz out of the air and finally winning that head-to-head op duel. It's been a little late, but they're still getting things in their favor. Pesa tries to go and extend that man advantage, but gets shut down by Walco. But finally, I mean, map control given over to TeamOne, and it's definitely a start. 4v4 usually do favor teams.
Yeah, they definitely do. And I mean, now that we're back to that 4-4, I mean, George, oh man, he's trying to spot just on the edge of that smoke. So nice little double stack here to see what he can find, but nope. No, you ain't getting away with that one. Now George waiting for the second. There it is. And now we're just seeing blue all over the scoreboard. It's just going to be EG overrunning TeamOne, leaving Maluk again in a clutch situation where he has to come up big against 4 players. With just under a minute left on that clock. I mean, this is a tough one to save. Never mind. He gets a nice shot. Surely we don't see EG throw this one away. My God, Maluk. Oh, man, he's getting unleashed. But there is still a player here, Rush. And I don't think Maluk's aware of it. He's just going to commit to the plant, and there it is. Rush, he gets that 14th. But again, there has just been some sketchy situations.
So many almost clutches from TeamOne. I mean, you obviously had the TRK Deagle round, and Maluk nearly doing it himself with the AWP. That second shot of the Sandbags player is not an easy one by any means. But at the end of the day, you've run out of time. Again, a lack of bomb plant means awkward force buy after awkward force buy. Pesa on a Deagle. Gus and TRK with an IDK as well with Galil's of plenty. Already minute 45 into the round, we're down to only 3 smokes here. And that's about it. 1 flashbang. And they can do whatever they please. Walco flashed in by a beautiful flashbang from George. Triple for him. Rush aggressive in T-Balk. And it's just Masanello in a quick blinding flash. And it's match point. Sorry, not match point, map point. for EG Black, and they are just steamrolling through the CT side.
Yeah, and this is the thing. I mean, they've been ultra aggressive. I mean, they've just really put the foot on the gas, and they're just going for these fights. I mean, there's no fear at all from the EG camp. I mean, as soon as they took over that first half, I mean, they've just been flawless. I mean, there hasn't been a round lost. I mean, they now are putting themselves a map point. A tough situation here for TeamOne with Galil's, and look at the utility. I mean, it's lackluster. It's nothing you're bragging about. So, EG, if we see another, you know, kind of a clean round with Volko picking up 3, I mean, this thing could be done quickly, but instead he takes some damage. Oh my god, he's down to 12. I mean, he does some good exchange back too, but man, he's taking a big bite, and he finally gets annihilated. George only able to find the 1, and there it is. It's a free bomb site.
Finally, the trades go their way. That initial damage on a Walco was too much to stomach. The rotations to bolster that side of the map cannot come fast enough. And EG's got a lot of money to play with. They can definitely try to look in and see if something's offered up. But it's definitely very hard to do so. Gus takes significant damage. But him being the healthiest player, he can stomach that nade just fine. Every single player nearing that half HP mark for TeamOne, but a lot of just positioning here for EG, but no kills. IDK gets one back, and we're looking at an 8th round, something, a concession here for TeamOne.
Get it done. They pick up an 8th, and EG are just going to save the op and M4. Their money situation's still pretty good, so again, we'll see those guns come back into this next round, but it's the right call. I mean, especially with having the AWP, you want to make sure you can keep that thing in the rotation as much as possible. So we finally see a pretty convincing round from TeamOne. I mean, it was pretty much just a full send towards B, take down Walco, and profit, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, it is the easiest strat. You just try to trade efficiently. You know there's 2 players on that B-bomb site. But it's hard to replicate. As soon as banana control starts to tilt in EG's favor, that's when you just get snuffed out. Very curious to see whether TeamOne wants to continue to exude that pressure or whether they want to pivot on over. But so far, these T-side strats have been very lackluster, to say the least. And EG Black has had their number time in and time out. Triple nades down B early. T-Balk, Molly comes out as usual. And yeah, now you've got to reorient yourself. IDK is looking for another pick back, but now you go to the waiting arms of Wiz. He gets one. Beautiful opener to kick things off and try to close things out for EG Black here. Things go very, very sour, very, very quick here for TeamOne.
Yeah, and I love the different composition here from EG. Again, they were playing ultra aggressive, we saw, right? And then as soon as they lose that 1 round, they're like, all right, let's go right back to the fundamentals. Let's go back to what we know. Let's make them come to us. And already now they have the player advantage. They've done so much damage. IDK down to 21. TRK was 62. I mean, these guys are wounded, and now they're going to try to get themselves into this B site. George able to find that one onto IDK. That job's done, and now the players are starting to get the rotate coming through and towards Banana. Quite a bit of utility. I mean, they got the molly with 3 flashes and a smokes. I mean, they do still have a chance to get themselves in this this opening, but now another rotate's coming in from EG. Oh, they're going to have to count some lucky stars.
I mean, they've gotten the Molotovs to get George out of position, but he doesn't care. Another kill back, Walco and Stan chiming in, and that's it. That's all she wrote. EG go 1-up in the series, looking really hot to trot to close out a completely undefeated season and give TeamOne their first loss of the season. We'll be back, and when we do, it'll be TeamOne's map pick of Mirage. So we'll see you in a little bit.